All right, Susie, Matt, thank you very much. Well, the Miami Dolphins earned the right to pick first in this draft. The Dolphins won only one game last year. They were 1-15. Out goes the regime, and 1 year at head coach was Cam Cameron, and Bill Parcells was hired to be president. Jeff Ireland, the new GM, and the new coach is Tony Sperano. Their quarterback situation, well, who knows? John Beck, the youngster, BYU. Josh McCown. Look, when you're 1-15, you could use improvement all over. One of the faces of the franchise, Zach Thomas, gone. He's now Dallas. Will Jason Taylor get traded today? Even despite the fact that Taylor still played last year with the Dolphins and played well, they were last in rush defense. But when Bill Parcells takes over, they want to run the football. And hence, Jake Long, big tackle, Michigan, is their #1 pick. And Mel, we saw Joe Thomas go very high last year, was a standout with the Cleveland Browns. Jake Long, just where do they rank for the fans of just recent memory?
Different styles of players, but if you look at Joe Thomas was a consummate pass blocker, run blocking was good, not great. Jake Long, exactly the opposite. He is a dominant run blocker. You're talking about moving defenders off the line of scrimmage. You watch him here, number 77, 6'7", 315 pounds, did 37 reps at the combine. This kid, his punch move you talk about, the way he drives into that second level, sustains his block. This kid is an incredible run-blocking left tackle. You see him here in terms of his intensity. He sustains that, plays with a defensive mentality, plays with a mean streak. As I said, attacks that second level. No question. You talked about a kid underrated athletically. Now, he only played left tackle the last 2 years, was a right tackle. Pass blocking, he's a work in progress, admittedly. You go back to Vernon Golston, had 1 sack he allowed. That was the only sack all year. And the thing that impressed me, 2 seasons at left tackle, little inexperience, this whole season, 13 games, never flagged for a penalty for him, but kid's technically sound, and he knows Bill Parcells is the next Jumbo Elliott, former Michigan Wolverine, turned New York Giant, with, by the way, a Super Bowl ring or 2.
And Coach Parcells looked at Jake Long as well as Chris Long and said, I need somebody on these interior lines to get after the quarterback or protect my quarterback, and they chose Jake Long because they're settling right now with Beck as their quarterback. And when you look at Matt Ryan, he's going to slide out of their favor, and he picked up a tackle that reminds him a lot of Jumbo Elliott or Flozone Adams who he had with in Dallas. Now they have a chance to have a building block, Steve.
Absolutely, a building block that's a metaphor for the Miami Dolphins. The structure coming from flat on their back. Now they've got their foundation. He is the metaphor for that first pick in the Bill Parcells Miami Dolphin era. He is the foundation of a great running game. He's more than just that big. And look at the timing of when Bill Parcells signed him 4 days before. You know, a lot of times they'll sign the first round pick, but not that far into the dance. What is Bill Parcells saying? I'm going to be decisive, we're going to be confident, and that's who the Miami Dolphins are going to be. I think Jake Long speaks for all those things.
Well, the one thing that they give him, like you said, is he gives him some solid foundation on an offensive line, and he has started to rebuild in the offseason, Chris.
Well, Bill Parcells has a lot of draft picks here. He is trying to build a 53-man roster, and I think as you go through this day, we know that the name Jason Taylor is going to come up here. Certainly, if a team wants to close the gap to a championship, whether it be a Chargers, Jacksonville Jaguars, or what have you, maybe he goes here.
Hey, Keyshawn, you're one of the few that knows what it's like to be selected #1 overall in the draft. Jake Long, #1 in this year's draft with Susie right now.
Yeah, and he's had an opportunity to just relax and enjoy New York for a couple days. What does it represent to be #1 overall in the draft?
It's such a great honor, and it's such an elite group, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And you know, I'm going to go out and work hard and prove to everybody it was the right choice.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Chris.
I tell you what, that's what you want, an offensive lineman with just few words,
Yes,
right?
I speak with my feet, my hands, and I speak with people on their pancake on their back.
Yes, a pancake or 2. And so, we are done with our pregame, if you will, our on-the-clock Sports Center special. When we return, the 2008 draft will kick off.
Hello.
NFL Research Facility, 1-2008.
Initiate instant access.
Refresh player selection. I need access to mainframe. Access granted. Locating Glenn Dorsey, Jake Long, Darren McFadden, Matt Ryan.
We have visual confirmation.
Initiate 2008 NFL Draft presented by Coors Light.
You can see the scene at Radio City Music Hall. Normally, you watch a show at the holidays, maybe watch a movie, the Rockettes. But this, and the last weekend of April, this is football. And at Radio City Music Hall for 3/4 of a century, great entertainment. We bring you those who hope to entertain on the football field. 73 times now the National Football League has had their annual selection meeting, commonly known as the NFL Draft. These are some of the names and faces you'll get to know. Matt Ryan, the personable quarterback from Boston College. Chris Long, the defensive lineman from Virginia, the son of Hall of Famer Howie Long. Will he make it long and long in the draft? We know. And Glenn Dorsey, many have him rated the highest, the defensive tackle from the champion LSU Bayou Bengals. He's here with us in New York. A half a dozen of the best players are here in New York as everybody gets set for the change of fortune of your favorite team and maybe not your favorite teams as we step up with Steve Young, the Hall of Famer, Keyshawn Johnson, the #1 pick from a few years ago, Chris Mortensen, Tin Man extraordinaire, and for the silver anniversary of the NFL Draft, it is Mel Kiper. Welcome. I'm Chris Berman, and that is the Commissioner of the National Football League, Roger Goodell. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, football fans. Welcome to the 2008 NFL Draft. Today and tomorrow, we welcome 252 great college football players to the National Football League. We appreciate your enthusiasm, and we hope you enjoy the new streamlined format of the draft. As you know, the first choice belongs to the Miami Dolphins. And I have that choice. With the first pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jake Long, Sr., Michigan.
It began once upon a time in February 1936 when Jay Berwanger was the first man selected. Not to quite the fanfare that we have here in New York. And I don't know if that jersey's going to fit Jake right there. I have my doubts.
All your Permians.
Well, that's right. And Jake Long will be the pancake blocker. He joins Hall of Famer Ron Yeri and Rams tackle Orlando Pace is the only tackle since we began the unified draft in '67 to be picked #1. We'll be back. We are back in New York, and that's the scene in Miami. Not a lot of suspense there, but Bill Parcells, now the president, with us last year. He'll be with us in about 4 years, don't worry. But right now, he's president of the Miami Dolphins with Jeff Ireland, the general manager, Tony Sperano, and nuts and bolts, got a blue-collar type coach who coached under Parcells at Dallas, coached with the Chargers at the University of New Haven once upon a time. And that's now the brain trust. Now,